Yo, listen, I wish I could play that whole song for y'all because I feel like it gets hotter and hotter as it goes on. But, I try to keep the intro down to about 20 to 25 seconds. Anyway, it's your boy DJ Richie Skye. We are back in the His Naive Sky Squad. We are in the building. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. We got some things to talk about today. We talking about that good JOSELINE Hernandez. Okay. She just spit that fire at Wendy Williams. I don't know if y'all happen to see it or not, but we're going to just give you a little taste of the review. But baby, let me tell you, it was something good. I feel like I ain't seen nothing like that since Omarosa was on there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, JOSELINE, we're going to get into it though. Then we got to talk about Wendy Osefo clearing a beat. Okay, we're going to get into that. And then we got to talk about this update on the Sidora and Kenya Moore appropriation controversy. Okay, we're going to get into that. We got an update from Miss Sidora. She is clapping back and dispelling the rumors. Or is she? We're going to get into it. Before we do that, listen, I want to know who in the building. I want to see where my people are watching from. I want to know where you guys are sitting at right now while you're in this good chatterization. I see we got Pauls Valley, Oklahoma, ATL in the house, STL in the building. Who else? Detroit in the building, Dallas in the His Naive, Staten Island, Virginia, Germany is in the house today. Come on now. Memphis is in the place to be. Montreal, Rhode Island, San Diego. Who else we got up in here? San Jose, California, NYC, Plantation, Florida, Vegas up in the house. Who else is up in here? Solomon's Island, Jacksonville, Alabama. Scotia's up in the building. Houston, Texas, Memphis, Dallas. Wait, I see Australia up and down under. Zimbabwe's in the house. Come on now. Come on now, London, St. Vincent, Ghana, Jamaica, Queens, Jacksonville, Florida, another Ghana up in the place, another Zimbabwe in the place, Trinidad. Okay, I see my people back. Y'all back, we back, okay? Without further ado, let's get into this thing right here. Baby, let me tell you. Oh, we got a super chat up in the His Naive. Thank you so much, Tamara, with the super chat. We appreciate you and send you love today. Okay. We had another one up in the place to be. Let me see if I can find it. Real quick. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Y'all know I like to acknowledge these before we get too deep into the subject. You know what I'm saying? I don't necessarily see it, but it's from T Ness, who says, hey, Richie, happy Wednesday, T Ness. Thank you so much for the super chat with the 500. Okay. Let's see. I think that's all that I missed. Okay. Now, baby, let's get into this. Let's get into this clip from the Wendy Williams show. Okay. Let me tell you something. Shout out to our friends over at the Neighborhood Talk for putting us on to this. Now, I ain't even seen the entire interview, so we ain't gonna get into all that. But let me tell you something. This first 5 to 6 minutes right up in cheer, let me tell you, JOSELINE then gathered her. Wendy Williams was unbothered, and she wasn't backing down either, okay? Wendy was trying to change that subject, though, but JOSELINE was like, I'm coming at you, girl. And I'm gonna come at you every which way till Tuesday. Now, here's the thing. It started off, apparently there was some drama behind the scenes, okay? But we'll get into that in a second. This was a battle royale. It was good TV. It was very, very good TV. We start the interview off, and right away, Wendy is kind of passive aggressive and saying that, she wouldn't recognize JOSELINE, I guess, if she saw her on the streets or something like that, because every time she saw her, she looked a little different. Okay. Well, JOSELINE was like, oh, okay. Oh, thank you so much for the super chat, beautiful Crimson, who said thanks for always keeping it real. DJ Richie, I appreciate you. Okay, thank you for that. So Wendy said that's a good thing. And then, Joseline was like, well, Wendy, I hope so. Okay. Because whenever I come on this show, okay, and Joseline wasted no time. She wasted no time. She said, whenever I come on this show, basically, she said she felt like, Wendy is always kind of coming at people on her show when she comes on as guest, specifically the Black and the Latino ladies that come on her show. This is what Joseline says, okay? But she says that she feels like, Wendy Williams doesn't give some of the younger ladies their flowers, okay? We got another super chat from Sean Cassell. Thank you so much, Sean, for that love. Thank you. She said basically she feels like, Wendy Williams doesn't give the younger girls their flowers while they still, doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? Joseline says she has the #1 show in the country. Okay. Now, according to Wendy, they got into this little debate. It's just the #1 show on the Zeus. Okay. But then Joseline was like, no, it's the #1 show on the country. And for Joseline, she says that, she feels like she came from the gutter and she has worked her way up. And she has been, one of the leading girls on reality TV. And now she's been able to take a show, on Zeus Network and then franchise it and then also get it onto We TV. And now she's obviously, got another season coming out. But so that's how she was feeling. Wendy, meanwhile, is trying to change the subject to get back to the shoe cam, okay? So I was like, okay, where is this going to go? But Joseline not backing down, not one single bit. And she continues to go in about how Wendy Williams, doesn't give the Black and Latina girls their flowers or the younger girls their flowers. That's what Joseline is saying. And so Wendy is basically like, well, you know what? As this is a part of what I do, this is my job, okay? And she says, as a woman, there are plenty of times when dollar for dollar, I don't make as much as men. So I don't always get the flowers that I deserve either, okay? So Joseline was like, well, you're not in an abusive relationship anymore, okay? So you should be doing better than that. We expect more of you. We feel like you be trying us. You're 35 years my senior, okay? You need to be giving us, celebrating us younger girls. Pretty much, this is where she's going with it. So Wendy is like, well, you know what? I'm not sorry, and I don't always look at, some of the younger girls like that. And I'm paraphrasing here what Wendy was saying, but this is the gist of where she was going with it. Wendy was not backing down. Joseline was not backing down. Wendy's trying to get back to the interview. And then they get on to this idea that, Joseline had let the producer know that she was unhappy because Wendy was like, well, I mean, what's going on here? Obviously, she was a little thrown off because, she was expecting to be able to get into a regular interview. But Wendy had also heard that Joseline was screaming at the producer before the segment, allegedly. All right. So Joseline says, you should have known what was going to happen when I got on here because I had already let your producers know. I was like, okay, listen. They going at it. Anyway, the Neighborhood Talk also got an exclusive from Joseline, who says that they spoke to Joseline and she confirmed that she's tired of Wendy being a hater, but playing nice to her face. So then Joseline highlighted their near 40 age difference and says Wendy should give the young girls their flowers instead of being negative and talking down on them. And then, of course, they disagreed about, whether or not the show was the #1 in the country or not. And then Joseline commented and says, I had to let her have it. I'm sick of her disgusting ways. Okay. Now, I don't know if you guys happen to see it, but who y'all think? Do y'all think anybody came out on top in that situation? I mean, I definitely feel like Joseline definitely made her point. And it definitely made for some good television. But, Wendy herself feels like, this is her job. And she also said that because she's come from the place that she's come from abuse and that sort of thing, she feels like she is going to be harder on some of the younger girls coming up because she knows what it's like out there. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I mean, it was interesting. It was very interesting. I think that regardless of whoever came out on top, I saw somebody say it was a tie. I definitely feel like, you know, Wendy did her best to maintain control of the interview. Do I agree with Joseline? I think that Joseline does definitely deserve a level of respect in this reality TV game for the way that she's been able to maneuver it. But I also think that Wendy is going to be Wendy. Okay, Wendy's going to do her job, and it's Wendy's show. So at the end of the day, you know, when you come in on Wendy's show, you got to sometimes know what you're going to get. You know what I'm saying? She's probably going to be a little bit shady to you. She's probably going to get into your business a little bit. But, you know, at the end of the day, I still got to respect Joseline for, you know, addressing it in a way that I probably would have, if I'm her PR person, I would have advised against it, right? But I definitely feel like she came on and she did what she had to do. She made her point. She let it be known. And I think that that's how you get promo for your show. So at the end of the day, it definitely works to the benefit of both ladies to have had this moment on air, because now it gets more eyes on Joseline's show. And then it also, you know, continues to keep Wendy's name in the news. So, you know what? I think it's just going to go down in, you know, in history as one of those classic Wendy Williams moment. And it's just interesting. I hope that I got to watch the rest of the interview, but I got to see how it turned out. But I had to bring y'all this little bit of tea right here, you know, because I just thought it was interesting to me. So shout out to both Wendy Williams and Joseline for doing the doggone thing today. Okay. Now, we got to go on over and talk about these ladies in Potomac. Now, y'all know Wendy told us the other week that she was hanging out with that good Grand Dame. Okay, she was hanging out with La Dame, Miss Karen Huger herself. But that's not really the tea. We just going to skedaddle over to Potomac, though, because we got to see what Miss Wendy Osefo is talking about. Okay? Dr. Wendy, to you. All right? So we got Miss 4 Degrees here, okay? Looking good out in the summertime, okay? Well, in the springtime, okay? Springtime in the Potomac area, right? So y'all know yesterday, we had talked about that good Gizelle unfollowing that good Dr. Wendy Osefo, okay? And we surmised about what it could be about. You know, a lot of people is kind of like, you know, well, maybe Dr. Wendy has finally seen the light of day, okay? And so the sorors, I saw somebody put it down. It looks like the sorors, okay, are going at it, okay? Something I didn't expect, but something I kind of did expect. I knew it wouldn't be too long before Dr. Wendy and Gizelle, you know, had it out. But let's get into it, because really for me, it's the caption for me. Okay. And it was the caption for most people. It's the caption and the location on this. So if you look at this good caption, right? Oh, we got a super chat in the building from Ashley. Thank you so much for the love. We got some pounds, y'all. We got some pounds up in the building. Thank you so much, Ashley. Look. Come on, let's get into this. Let's get into Dr. Wendy and what she had to say. She said, and that's how you clear a B, okay? Hashtag the professor has arrived, okay? And then she put in the location, minded my MFing business. Now, you know, this was posted after everybody done seen online that Gizelle had done unfollowed Miss Wendy, Dr. Wendy Osefo, excuse me. Let me get that doctor right, okay? I don't want to get that doctor wrong, because a doctor title is well earned. So yeah, I mean, to me, it's the caption. And that's how you clear a B. You know, it seems to me that whatever had happened online, I mean, you know, that whole unfollowing thing really hyped Wendy up to post this. And I got to tell y'all the truth. in my view right now, it seems like Wendy understands the assignment. Okay, Dr. Wendy understands the assignment of being a housewife and instigating the drama and sort of, you know, highlighting it on social media in a way that is clever, and it gives us a lot to read up into. You know what I'm saying? She knew what she was doing with this post, and I'm not mad at you, Dr. Wendy. I'm not mad at you. This is Housewives 101. Give us a taste, but not the whole cake, okay? So I like it. I likes it. But we're going to see. We're going to see. We got to, you know, of course, we got to wait and see how things play out and shake up in the season. You know what I'm saying? How they shake up, you know. That's what we're going to wait and see how they shakes up. But for right now, I'm here for it. Okay. I'm here for it. Give us a little something to talk about. You know what I mean? Charles Only, thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate that love. Okay. We appreciate that love. You're right, Shaw. It's the Wendy episode today. We got 2 Wendy stories up in the place. Hey, man, come on now. All right, let's get it on. Let's continue on. Now, this story right here is very convoluted, y'all. And I'm going to go ahead and warn y'all about how convoluted it is. So I want you guys to do your best to follow along with where I'm about to take you on this journey of Drew Sidora's explanation and clapbackerization to that good Kenya Moore's claims of cultural appropriation. Okay, I talked to you yesterday about how Kenya Moore had posted that post about how, you know, that good Drew Sidora was also in the Indian or / Native American, I should say, garb. Okay, so let's get all the way into it, because again, it's a long and winding road, y'all. So please do your best to follow along. But you know, in the sense that we are talking about this, I gotta pull up this photo right here. Okay, now what you will see if you guys can follow along, okay, is you will see one photo of Drew Sidora off to the left, okay? And to be clear, these are the 2 photos in question. So there's the photo here with what is, I think that's her sister maybe. There's the photo there, right? And then there is the photo on the right, okay? Now this is from a family gathering of some sort. And so when I expand them, this is what you get, because you also see, I believe that is her mom right there in the garb as well. And so what I did was I cut the picture because I wanted to take, you know, it looked like that was a baby out of it. So I wanted to take the little baby out the photo, okay, just to be respectful, you know, of the fact that there is a child in the photo. So let's get into it. Now, this is what she had to say. All right. She tells Page 6. All right. Now, let me tell you what Kenya Moore's statement was. Kenya said, in Drew's case, she dressed as an Indian woman for Halloween also. So it will be nice, instead of pointing a finger, to say, yes, we have all made these mistakes and let's all try to do better because now we know better. That's what Kenya Moore said on Sunday about Drew as well. Now, you guys may recall, Drew said it wasn't a Halloween costume. You're talking about over 10 years ago at a family reunion, we did a ceremony for our ancestors in Louisiana where we all wore Native American clothes, and those weren't costumes from Party City. It was actually made by my mother's great-grandmother. And so then Kenya replied on Sunday, stop lying, it was #Halloween. So I want to point out to you that it sounds like these are 2 different photographs. The one that Kenya posted is on the far left, okay? It appears, I don't know if this is true, okay, that the one that Drew is talking about is here on the right, as you guys can see. But let's get further into what was said, okay? So when Kenya wrote on Instagram, she says, does this look like a family celebration? Drew is weird and obviously a pathological liar. She dressed as an Indian for Halloween. I unfortunately dressed as a Native American, for which I apologize. Cultural appropriation is wrong. Receipts. And then she showed the picture on the far left that you guys see here. Now in the article on Page 6, They actually point out that the picture that Kenya posted on social media features Drew Sidora's sister, who is not dressed in Native American clothing, so it does not appear to be from the same family gathering that Drew attended in Louisiana. So Drew then tells Page Six that she has worn her tribal garment at various times to showcase her proud heritage, not as a costume at Party City. She says, 10 years ago, I wore my tribal garment to a party with my sister as a proud member of an indigenous people. It was never my intent to be insensitive to my ancestral roots, but merely my way of displaying and honoring a culture that runs deep within my DNA. Now, she did not, okay, this is what the article says. She did not address what appeared to be a bindi on her forehead in this photo. So as you guys can see in this photo, there is what they call a bindi here in the middle of her forehead, okay? So then they go on and they say that despite whatever Drew's intentions were, Drew did issue, at least to Page Six, a formal apology. She says, in doing so, if I've offended anyone, I apologize. Every day, I'm inspired by stories from my mother and the lessons passed down from one generation to the next. I hope this dialogue leads to a better understanding about cultural appropriation. It's a teachable moment for us all. Now, again, when I go back, the photo on the left was never really addressed specifically, okay? But here's what I have to say. And I said it yesterday, okay? Camilla Westbrook, thank you for the super chat, says, if it looks like a lie, sound like a lie, okay? Woo, listen, this is why, okay, sometimes, let me pop myself back up on the screen. Sometimes in these situations, and this is why, again, I always tell y'all to extend grace to people in situations where somebody may have done something wrong, right? And the reason I say this, we got another one from Alicia who says, that's what I said yesterday. They are talking about two separate pics. Drew brought up the pic on the right. So what is Drew talking about? So here's the thing. And thank you for that super chat, Alicia. We appreciate you. Here's the thing. Drew, let this be a lesson to you, okay? You have got to be able to use your, I don't want to say your third eye, but you have got to use, wisdom has to come into play at certain points when you are doing these types of shows. And what I mean by that is this. When someone does something that is, appropriation is different than throwing shade at each other, right? So when someone does something like that, you have to learn to not be so judgmental. Thank you for the super chat, Day Day, who says Drew just needs to own her ish. Yep. Thank you for that. Thank you for the super chat. Insight or foresight, or both. We got another super chat from Vanity Lux who says, so basically Drew did the same thing Kenya thought she was doing. Kenya thought she was honoring her ancestors too. So why Kenya don't get a pass? That's what I'm saying. So that's why I'm saying this. You got to be careful in these types of situations. Thank you for the super chat. Lala Chanel says the Kenya and Drew beef is putting me to sleep. Make it stop, please, Jesus. Thank you for the super chat, Lala. You really got to be careful when you are really so quick to judge someone for making what we would consider either a social or some type of faux pas like that, because, again, we're all in a space of learning at this point in time. And the moment that Kenya had was a teachable moment. And sometimes, and this goes for everybody, because I see it happen a lot on social media when something happens and people, quick to judge other people and quick to go at them and cancel them. It's sometimes best to take a step back and say, is this a situation that could have happened to anyone? Is it something that we can learn from? Is this something that I've done before and no one knows about it? We have to start asking ourselves those questions. And the problem with Drew, oftentimes, at least on this show, we're not speaking about her in her real life, because I don't know what that is like. But at least on this show, there seems to be a place where Drew sits in terms of morality, that for her, it seems like she feels like she's on higher ground. And I just think that when you take that stance and you sit on this space of such high ground, that when you fall, the fall is a lot harder and further down. So it's always best to operate from a place of humility, especially when it comes to issues with like appropriation or anything like that. Because again, some people are still in a learning phase. And as we continue all to learn and all to listen, it's best not to judge so harshly. And I feel like that's what Drew has been doing on this show. And now, which has led to her also having to issue an apology, at this stage, so, I feel like whereas Kenya issued her apology, on her social media platforms, it was on Instagram, it was on Twitter. She commented under the post for the Illuminative Instagram, where she was initially called out. But I feel like, this was basically just an apology via page 6. It hasn't been posted on any social media platform or anything like that. So I just think that, again, sometimes you will be better served showing grace and a little less judgment, because just like when you're pointing at someone else, you have a couple of fingers pointing right back at you. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. And I hope that, Drew has learned a lesson from this. And I hope that she ends up at a certain point in time, just recognizing, it ain't cool to like throw out, those types of judgments at people. And I'm looking at the judgments that she's been making as a whole, whether it was between, the judgments between, her and the LaToya and the Prophet, or any other thing that she was, kind of like just kind of coming at like holier than thou. So anyway, that's the tea on that. And hopefully that is the last we got to hear about this beef between Drew and your girl Kenya. Now, what I am told is that the letters have been going out, okay, for the next season, okay? There's a lot of talk about, who's coming back and who's not coming back. I haven't heard anything official yet. There's been some rumors about Sheree popping back up. Listen, I don't know, to be honest with you. We go through this every year at the end of the season. And so, we just have to wait and see, because it's fluid right now. We'll have to wait and see. Let me ask you guys a quick question. Who do y'all think should come back? Who do y'all think should come back to this show? Just give it to me in the chatterization. I just want to see what you guys are thinking. I see some Nene's. Sheree can stay at home. Phaedra, LaToya, Porsha. Michelle says, I think they should start over. Nene. New faces. I'm just trying to put a couple up on the screen. Cherie says, I want a cast of all Karen Hugers. Isata says, Lisa Wu, thank you for that super chat. M says, I think there's a to be continued with Drew and LaToya, so I say bring them all back. Vanity Lux says, Kenya was in the middle of taking full responsibility. It was Porsha who doubled back, bringing up the Underground Railroad. That's why Kenya pointed the finger back at them. They should have just let her. I would have just, I wouldn't have said anything. I would have just sat there and that's it. I wouldn't have inserted myself in it. V Ramirez, and thank you for that super chat, Vanity Lux. V Ramirez says, Phaedra, Kandi, Porsha, Nene, Drew, Marlo, Shamia. Oh, no, there's no Kenya in there. Have a show with all the OGs. You know, listen, having said all that about the Drew situation, I would like to give her another season to see if she becomes a better fit. We got another one from Carolyn Cates right here. Thank you so much for the super chat. Somebody said Dwight. Who said Dwight? Who said that? Who said that? Who has said that? I'm done. I'm done with you, Grace Turner. Listen, as soon as we get some information, some concrete information about who's coming back and whatnot, we'll talk about it on this channel. But other than that, guys, I want to say thank you so much for joining the conversation today. It was a wild one today. It was definitely a Wendy heavy, okay? You pick and choose your Wendy, okay? It was definitely a Wendy heavy day. But listen, thank you guys for rocking with me. I appreciate you all. I appreciate your comments. I learn and grow as I do this show. I learn from you guys as well. So thank you for the input that you guys and your comments. I see them and I welcome them. Thank you. Serenity Bones for the super chat, sending love to you. And we got another one from Bruce who says, everyone except 50 Cent, Drew, and LaToya, and add some wives. At this rate, Joseline would make a good housewife. Y'all remember when Joseline popped up on Married to Medicine? That was a good episode. That was a real good episode. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are saying that all of them are coming back. So I could see that happening. We got another one from Monique Minks who says, I want all new wealthy blood. Amen. Wealthy. Come on now. Give it to me. Give me that wealth. Give me that money that's just dripping from the ceilings. Okay. We got another one from Seth, the private investigator. Flexed. Okay. Thank you so much for the super chat. And we got another one from Scorpio Diva who says, but why Kenya always coming for Porsha about what she said about the Underground Railroad? Porsha learned, but Kenya still bring it up, though. I do feel like there is a sense of, it always seems to me like whenever the ladies want to take a dig at Porsha, they always go back to something from her past. And I've said it before, I think that is such a lazy read. If you're going to try to read somebody, stay with what they're doing now. Like, read something that they're doing now. Like, but reaching back 5-6 years ago, it's played out to me. Thank you for that super chat. I think I got everything. Oh, Chandra says Melody Holt. That would be interesting as well. That would be interesting. All right, y'all. Listen, That's it for today. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell button. And I'm going to catch y'all in the next video.